Hi, Klaus.
Hi, Simon. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Good.
Good.
Thanks for having me here in Bielefeld in Germany at BST, at your headquarters, to talk about battery production, or more to say, roll-to-roll processes.
Correct.
And what inline quality and measurements can do in order to improve battery production. But before we jump into today's discussion, I would like to shine light on how you found into the field of battery innovation.
Actually, let's say this: the subject of battery production and needed innovation is a huge chance for young people to step into there. It's a field what you have learned to bring into this business. Actually, we also in BST are very happy to have an innovation management to support exactly this process. And I can say for us that I would say, put a lot of efforts into the developments or needed production requirements, functions, systems, etc., with the support of our innovation management, and finally also to convert this in a, I would say, chance to get stronger the ecosystem in Europe of the battery production.
So how would be my question. What was the trajectory, so the path that you undertook in order to now deliver your inline quality competences, quality measurement and control competences? Where did this start? I think in our previous discussion you mentioned that you already were like 20 years ago in discussions with Asian suppliers or manufacturers, delivering measurement and web guiding controls. So maybe you can just explain a little bit where BST comes from and why it's still so present in the industry today.
Yeah, thanks for this question, because a lot of people don't know that we already in the battery industry since beginning 2000, but this is related to China, our colleagues in China. And our focus is and was there to provide web guiding solutions, equipment, mainly to machine suppliers, but also we do some retrofit business in China.
So maybe to elaborate really quick, web guiding is the steering of a roll-to-roll process, right?
Yes.
Every production process that needs to have high throughput is generally done in a roll-to-roll process.
Yeah.
And you are the key competence in being able to steer this line so that it's always straight, that the roll in the end is one straight line. I think you have this toilet paper analogy, right?
Yeah, we talk about this. You explained it correctly, absolutely. And I have a chance in 2014-15 to visit some of these production giants, I have to say, CATL, CLB, High-Tech, etc., etc. And when I saw that at that time, when it's, I would not say just started in Europe, but that it started to get really serious, I saw, wow, there's a lot of to do in Europe. But what I also saw is that we have a chance when we do a different level of automation or automation of quality assurance. And where this is coming from, because as I told you, we are working in different industries. Roll-to-roll business, web material production processes. This is what I'm always saying. Printing, converting is one of the key business we do. We are also in an entire industry, also organic print electronics, non-woven, everything is roll-to-roll applications. And there are very much similar things, specifically in converting industry. What we can, I would not say
what
copy
is converting
paste.
Industry?
I would say converting is if you have printed material, you're slitting, you're coating, you do lamination, so you convert the base material to, let's say, a package or part.
Okay, so it's an enable of the packaging industry basically. So where you have to print, where you have to cut, where you have to roll up things for every kind of packaging material. And if you look at this, kind of the battery anode or cathodes, like the substrate, the foil, and then the coating is a similar composition, you could say, right?
Exactly.
And this is, I think, where you made the transfer back then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it started with the mindset. I don't see this as a complex thing, and say I'm a friend of this kind of cross-industry technology transfer. So what can I use from one to the other industry? And interesting was also when I enter this more deeper than in 2016-17, visiting some of the future or existing battery manufacturers, that I saw things what we saw already in other industries, in printing industry, like top to bottom measurement, what you need in coating. And not only to measure and say this is yellow, this is red, you need to do something. So also to measure and avoid, let's say, quality deviations before they arise. Therefore, you need a closed loop system. Very simple speaking, if you have a coating line and you're measuring top to bottom and you see this is not matching, then you have to change the web guiding position in front of the coating unit. Sounds trivial or simple, but finally, no one did it, and this is what I saw in the industry. And these are the small things where we need to work on.
So what you mean an inline quality control and correction at the same time?
Yes.
So steering, inline steering.
Exactly.
And so is that also, maybe this can also be a good question now to explain the key innovation that BST delivers for the battery industry. I understand that BST did a lot of coating applications, like you said, like conversion materials. So you have the inspection, you have the steering, you also have the data structure on the machine level, right? To efficiently connect the different drive units to build one symphony of drives that is orchestrated, right? So can you explain me, because that is what I saw in the factory tour, right? Where you showed me in the presentation early on, but then also on site, like what you have, and now we can make the transfer that you explained me, the key innovation. How does BST bring this competence to the battery industry? Can you give that an elevator pitch on that?
Yeah. First of all, we are not developing things on a green table where we think, okay, this is what the industry needs. We make it ready, typically like make a specification, do the development after 3-4 years ago. Oh, look, this is what you want. Oh, no. But so we have to do it in a different way, because also this industry is, I would say, not young, but at least not that experienced, let's say, for Europe or North America. And sometimes even the battery industry, forgive me to say, sometimes you do not know what to ask. So, and we can go in a dialogue with the battery manufacturer. Hey, isn't this the same problem what we see in the printing industry? Yeah, this is the same. What do you think about to do this approach? Let's say, looking for the cutting position after the slitting, and to compare the width of the coating to the slitting position. If it's not fitting, we can make a closed loop. And for example, to do this in combination with a surface inspection system. And if this is working in practical, are you willing and interesting to do this with us together? Because we need a partner to do this together. We need the collaboration. We don't have the machines. We have ideas. And if the other side say, oh, let's do this, and both bring something in, and if we see 1-on-1 is more than 2, then we come to the
okay. So
right solution.
Can you give in simple terms an example that exemplifies this, that pictures this, what you deliver to the battery OEM?
First of all, let's talk about how we can reach the target that the battery OEM will get our equipment. This equipment he will get from us, not directly, over the machine suppliers. And here we need a strong push and pull competence in our sales organization. And here it comes in the picture that we are working, or let's say we have a very nice footprint. For example, if a battery manufacturer in let's say, USA say, I want to have a slitter from Korea, and our team in USA convince the end user, battery OEM, about the solution, what we provide in the slitter, then the battery OEM, let's specify the slitter of Korea with our equipment. That does not mean automatically it comes, because even it's specified, there will be discussions about price functions, and this need to be covered by our friends and our own company in South Korea, for example. So they need to talk about the same language, not English. I mean the content, and to to organize this whole thing, we need a person who is giving directions, and this is the industry manager, which we have implemented for all the industries. And that is how we then organize the push-pull. And finally, if the business is for BST on this litter, of course, there need to be an FAT on site in Korea. We need the competence there. The machines go then over to US, could be also Germany, whatever. And then we need the competence also in US.
Yeah, but my question is, I mean, that is, you already addressed the how, like how you're addressing the customer. So you're saying that you're not directly in contact, or maybe you are, but you're not supplying directly to the battery OEM, but to the machine supplier who's delivering the production machine. Understand that. The question is, what components, what competences do you bring? Like easy question, basically. On the what? On the components, on the technology, but also on the service that you directly bring to your customers. So the equipment supplier in this case, then, as you just elaborated. So what does he get from you that gives you arguments that they want to include your technology in their products, even if it's a Korean or Chinese equipment manufacturer, because obviously they are also buying German equipment in terms of inline quality control.
Our strength and philosophy is, first of all, we want to avoid quality deviation before they arise. So as I explained, closed loop is the key to success, to overcome that.
So simply explain, closed loop means we have a defect in the line, it runs through, it gets detected, right?
Yes, correct.
And then early on in the line, you can steer.
Yes.
And then this as an automated, autonomous loop, basically.
Yeah, exactly. For a slipper, the cutting position is not correct. We give information to the web guide, which is also from our company. And then we adjust it. And then the cutting, let's say the position will come to the different position of the cutting, so knife. And then you see, okay, in best case, it fits, or make another fine tuning. So it's a closed loop, so it could not get in the red level. Maximum in the light yellow one should be stay in the green.
Yes.
So this is unique, even it sounds simple, but this is, I would say, a must how to run these machines. That avoids also to have always more people on the machine to check, to validate, etc.
And maybe to add that, it's not standard nowadays. It's automated.
Correct. No, it's not standard, and also it's also if you buy the machine with this equipment, and I would say more automated level, of course, it has an impact on the price. But we need to look to the total cost of ownership. What bring it? What is the add value? And of course, a slitter could be scalable. You have a simple web guiding unwinder, that's all. Then you have an unwinder and the frame guide before the knife. Standalone, red, okay, problem. Or you make the closed loop with a surface inspection, which is in there if there's one, or only with a measurement system. But we can also combine measurement and surface inspection. And not only this, the next step will be also then in the slitter to look into the burrs. So, and I think this is the maximum finally what you can do on control.
Maybe to give us an overview, you can just a bullet point list. What are the processes that in the battery production processes that BST is delivering technology towards? Because I think this helps on understanding your portfolio.
Perfect. It starts with coating, slitting, calendaring, notching, and then assembling. I would say as this 5 process. The last process could be together, but
I understand. Okay.
So these are, and as soon as getting in a discrete process, then I would say we are out. So we are strong in roll to roll.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Gotcha. So regarding the key innovations, you just explained the status quo, right? That you say like inline closed loop quality control and steering is a must nowadays. Not every company does that. You are one of those who is really pushing the boundaries, as I see, not just from what you tell me, but also what I see at the battery OEMs. If you would pick out 1 or 2 examples that you would like to explain the key innovation that you are now pushing the boundaries of, what would it be? I think you also brought an example, maybe to spoiler that, like a little demonstrator.
I would say there are 2 things. If we stick a little bit more in let's say closed loop, when we talk about closed loop, it could be in one process step itself. But closed loop means for me also, if I have an information what I can use from coating also in assembly or in slitting, or for example in calendaring. If I find a agglomerate, I can, if I have this position accurate data, I can use this in the calendar to open the calendar automatically exactly to the position. So this is also kind of closed loop, providing information, let's say, in one direction, but also this information could be used backwards to the coding line.
As a general learning process.
Exactly. So finally, what I need here is position accurate data documentation. We need to collect the data. This is not new for us. We know this from the print industry. The first time I was in touch with this is 2010. And but it sounds a little bit strange, but in the print industry, the pressure was not that hard, that high, because the material costs are not that high. But this is a different story.
A different game.
Here, exactly. And everybody understood, oh, if we have position accurate data in the continuous process, for example, after the roll, I have the chance, maybe the next 3 steps, to use this information to kick out in battery cells for the next steps. That is a big advantage, because sometimes even I do after formation, I found out, oh, this cell should not go to all the processes. We should kick out the material already much more earlier. I think you can imagine how much savings you have if you avoid this. And therefore you need this position accurate data for let's say single processes, not continuous processes. For single process, it's easy. You have a piece, you have a QR code, next one. But you have a reel with 10 kilometers.
And that you either have to print a code or to marker it visually.
And there come to the point.
I got you.
There in the printing industry, we have flags in. This I see also in the battery industry. Okay,
if you for example look on the milk package on the bottom, you see some markers, right? Still, that give you the position and information about the roll.
Yeah, or the roll. It could be also that operator put in a flag, or there was an error.
Another one. What you also see often.
And that is, let's say, a very simple way. The other thing is to print a QR code, where we have also projects running QR code with a laser marker. You need to do this on top, on bottom. You need to do this when you have more lanes, all of them, and then you come to slitting, and then end. So it sounds, I would say, logic and simple, but it's challenging also to find the space.
And it's an overhead to include another.
If this could be done markerless, would be great. And now I come to your point. This is one of the innovations we are doing. So we are not only collecting the data and the continuous processes, not only for BST equipment, also for other quality assurance systems, because it doesn't help for the battery manufacturer if you have traceability A, B, C, D, E. You need one traceability, one supplier for that. And if on top you can get it markerless, that would be brilliant. And this is what we are working on. We showed this also on the battery show in Europe, which technology readiness level on 5, 6, let's say. But I think it's important to come back to the innovation, to show also the innovations.
So let's get concrete. How are you doing that? So you say, like, QR code is a nice thing, but we go one step further. We don't need a marker anymore on the roll. We just can read off the roll itself. So in simple terms, how do you do that?
We're looking to the structure of the copper or aluminium, and the structure is everywhere different.
So it's kind of a fingerprint.
It's a fingerprint, exactly. And we collecting the data, compare the data then on the relevant position. And if they are matching, then
you know where you are.
And it works extremely good, but we have some challenges which is physically given at the moment. I cannot talk more about that. And we are working also very, very strong together with University Aachen, with the PAM together, because they have a line where we can test it. We have something in our showroom, in our laboratory. I've seen it.
And I know the line that you just mentioned by heart.
Yes. But we have some 2 or 3 ideas how to overcome this. But here you need also the strong innovation management and let's say people from R&D which are focused on this pre-development phases. The other innovation we are working on, and is based also on the, let's say, our attitude. We want to show what we want to do. What are we doing? I told you we show this on the battery show. We show this on speeches on association. This is where we want to go. This is where we're working on. And then suddenly people come to us, hey, I think we have something which could add to this.
Mm-hmm.
And there we do a cooperation with a Spanish company, Laspure. They are very good in image processing and specifically in micro measurement tasks. And we are working on a common development, BR inspection, what we want to add hopefully soon also in our slightly lines of the battery manufacturers.
Can you explain this conceptually? So what does BR inspection mean for the layman?
Yeah, to show you this.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is a 3D print. Yeah. So we have here, let's say, this is how the sensor is built up.
Yeah, you can hold it a little bit higher, then we can see it better.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so we have here the material going that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's going actually here this way. So we're looking to the edge here, and we're looking 90 degrees to top of the material. While we look on top.
So you look from this side as well as from this side.
So we look. This is the hole of the camera, and this is the hole of the camera. Yeah. So we're looking from here from the top and here from the side. Yeah. And this is relevant for looking where is the BR. But this is also helping.
So BR for people who don't know.
BR is very simple. When you have a material which is like copper coated from both sides, and a knife is cutting inside the coating, and it's not really cutting, it's destroying. It's destroying finally. So you have material there, you destroy the top, and then you're sharing more or less the copper, and then it could happen that you have a kind of material hanging over, and if the material has a certain length which is higher than the surface or the thickness of the surface, means the coating, plus the separator, then you're already in the next layer and make a shortcut.
Becomes
dangerous.
Dangerous, yeah.
Yeah. And here we're looking really in micro dimensions. Our target is run with 90 meters below 10 microns to measure this BR. Actually, we have done some pilot installations already, and this is also very typical. Oh, we need to look to 5 micron, 10 micron. They say, let's start with what we have already, and that could measure 25 or 30. And what we measure then was 50 microns BR. So you show then, oops, and this is a nice example to start with something and not to discuss too much.
Yeah, and I think this is also very good and a humble thing you do. To display not market ready technology, where you say no, this is not market ready, but this is a really solid prototype. And hey, look in my Vita or our Vita of BST. We did innovation before, so you can trust us that together with you as a partner, we'll likely be there in 2-3 years. Yeah. So thank you for sharing that, Klaus.
No, this is I would say also. I would not say advise, but I would like to motivate people to be more proud of what you do and to be open, not like completely like a book, but to get people motivated to work with you if it makes sense.
Yeah, and I think
on eye level.
I agree with you, and I think this is kind of a nice transition over to the key questions I ask every guest of this battery expedition in order to provide a whole perspective on our industry, the potential that we have, but also what we need to do. I would like to start with the first question.
Yeah.
What are the key challenges that you see holding the European battery ecosystem back? If you look at the production lines and talk to the battery OEMs, but also the machine builders, why are we not pushing forward as fast as we could technically? Because I believe that we could move way faster.
Okay, I'm not a battery producer. I think some things I know also, and I think I can only repeat what you can read everywhere on LinkedIn, on podcasts, on white papers, whatever. Everything is covered. TCO need to be down. We need more automation, blah, blah, blah. So, but I'm very much a big fan of lesson learned. or with other word, I hate to do mistakes 2 times.
Mhm.
So if I look, for example, to the case of Northvolt, which also was a lot of founding money from governments in there, and which is coming from me, from you, from everybody. And project like this could fail. This is not where I have a problem with. No problem with this. It should not, but if it fails, I think it should be a clear transparency inside there. What was the root cause? Why it fails? I think it's not one thing. It's a very complex thing. And it's just too easy to say, yeah, because the cell format has changed and then next step. I would like to learn, or I wish that we learn, the ecosystem learn, and not only Northvolt or the Leiten or whoever, everybody, like ACC or Moro or whoever, they should participate from these failures because it's an investment.
You mean profit from the failures, or
yes, a profit from there, yes,
yeah.
And it's an investment also. On the one side, okay, when if I privately have invest in something, whatever, in vacation or whatever, no, I will never go there. The reason is this and this and this. I will do it next time different, but that should be transparent, communicated as well.
Well, yeah. So two things I think that I take from this. One is responsibility, to really take the role of documenting and archiving and sharing this information. But the other one is then, and I think this is really a challenge, on how do you make that so that competitors are willing to do that. You just talked about PowerCo, ACC, etc. I mean, I believe in the European battery ecosystem. I think we need to work together, otherwise the whole industry will fail. But still, there must be also, in terms of compliance, mechanisms in place that make this legally possible. But I think it's very wise that you state this as a vision, as an ambition, as a goal where we should go, right? So if we frame this positively, like, where is this dialogue already happening? Do you see any positive arguments that speak for the European battery industry and its potential?
Everywhere where I'm joining, let's say, events for upsell, VDMA, and of course, we discuss very deeply. Okay, another one. And, Lucas also mentioned this very nice in on LinkedIn.
You mean Lucas?
Yeah, yes, and but in the end of the day, we cannot put our, we say in Germany, head in the sand and stop doing things. Okay, some days I'm also say, okay, I give up, and next morning I say, now I would do it double. Yeah. So I think this ecosystem still has the energy to do this, and we need people who are willing to push forward, even like you.
Thank you.
Appreciate very much your work. Really, my full respect here. And give up is not an opinion. We have to look into things, not to do the things again and again the same way. When we don't do the things different, we will also not get a different output. That is what I mean, is to think about how can we use or make use of the root causes or the learnings better, because we have no time to make mistakes more than one.
That's a wise statement.
Yeah.
So then let me ask you for your advice. If there would be one thing then that you could suggest how we can proceed faster and better, your call to action, what would it be?
One thing I mentioned already, I want to motivate the whole ecosystem to find partners. What I mean, really partners on eye level, to collaborate, to put strengths together, where it makes sense, where you are working on eye level, because it does not mean if one of the partners is a winner, it doesn't work. Doesn't work in private life as well. Yeah. But if you find that partnership or collaboration, you can speed up. Again, you need to find this collaboration where one-on-one is more than two, at least for the customer, but also that you have two winners. That means the partners. I want to motivate this, but this does not happen by push a button. You need to present you, as I said already. What are your strengths and what are you doing? You get in dialogue. Do it on speeches, on shows.
In podcasts.
Thank you. Yeah. And this is one thing. The other thing is, that was the last, what I said.
Yeah.
we have to work more on to get this more on focus on the lesson learned things, because if we really use this, we can speed up, we can be more efficient. I mean, I don't have to explain why lesson learned is helping. We do this in production, total productive maintenance program, WCM or others, everywhere. But for this, no, why? Because this is okay. This is stopped, and this CEO go to another company, make a startup, and take the knowledge for this startup.
So taking more responsibility.
Yeah, I think that is the right wording. What you're saying.
Okay. Yeah, then I think we should just keep that in mind and progress with this maxim or this attitude forward. And yeah, I hope that we'll get there. And as I said, I believe in the competences from a technical but also entrepreneurial point in Europe. Also that BST delivers to our industry. That's why I took you as a partner on board.
Thank you.
Also, thank you for that. And yeah, Klaus,
Yeah.
let's push this industry forward.
We push and fight forward. Yes. Thank you, Simon.
Thank you.
Thank you.